Hi. The tipping culture has experienced a drastic change in recent years, with percentages rising and an increased frequency of tips at various establishments. This phenomenon, known as tipflation, has sparked a debate about whether it is beneficial or harmful to society as a whole. In the past, tipping percentages at full-service restaurants have remained relatively consistent, but the number of tips provided has increased significantly. This trend has also extended to quick-service restaurants, such as coffee shops and fast food chains. A study conducted in 2022 showed that the average tip has gone up to 21%, with some people arguing that a 20% tip is now considered cheap. The origins of tipping date back to medieval Europe, where it was a way to ensure safe passage on roads. In the 19th century, it evolved into a practice in eating and drinking establishments to help provide wages for underpaid workers. Today, tipping is more widespread than ever, with the United States being the only country that exempts tipped workers from receiving the full minimum wage. One reason for the rise of tipflation is the introduction of new technologies that make it easier for customers to tip. Digital kiosks and tablets offer suggested tipping amounts, putting pressure on consumers to conform to these expectations. Some argue that these sleek, user-friendly devices encourage higher tipping, while others see it as a form of coercion. During the COVID-19 pandemic, tipping habits changed as consumers began tipping for services they hadn't tipped for before. This led to businesses encouraging tipping in situations where it was not previously customary. However, as the pandemic wanes and inflation rises, tipping percentages have started to decrease slightly. There are concerns that the prevalence of tipflation may have negative consequences for those who rely on gratuities for their livelihood. As consumers are asked to tip for more services, they may become resentful and choose to tip less or not at all. This can hurt workers who genuinely rely on tips for their income. With the continued rise of tipping culture, the question remains, where is the tipping point? As generous tips become the norm, what will it take for society to reevaluate this practice? Some believe that there must be a logical ceiling to tipping percentages, but the future of tipping culture remains uncertain. In conclusion, the rise of tipflation has had a significant impact on society, sparking debates about its benefits and drawbacks. While some argue that it encourages better service and supports workers, others believe it puts unnecessary pressure on consumers and may ultimately harm those who rely on tips for their income. As tipping culture continues to evolve, it remains to be seen how this practice will shape the future of the service industry. Please tell me what you think about this in the comments. Your opinion helps me develop the channel. Subscribe and like this video. Bye.